the issue of food, water, and beverage handling. Who has authority to? Who is the law giving you the power to know your health status when it comes to handling of your water? You know you are dealing basically with water. But whether water, whether beverage or food directly, we are all regarded as food handlers. So each water factory, you are expected to know the health status of those that are packaging your water. So possibly you might have 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, depending on the size of your factory, those handling your water. So it's important, not as much as foodborne disease. There are diseases that are contacted through eating of food, drinking of water, or consuming beverage. So, and the government says, all right, you have gotten your CAC with the government, your company is registered, now you want to start producing. Can we know the status of your start? So that is where it is important. Now, on this very issue, what does the law say? Actually, from the 1999 Constitution, Section 17, the social responsibility or order of the state. The Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria gave that responsibility to the state, and it says that it is the responsibility of government to ensure that every person is gainfully employed. Fine. So when you are now gainfully employed, your health status is equally the responsibility of the government. So, and that section of the law gave the power to the State Ministry of Health. And so, Abuja is our federal capital territory. And if it is to assume the nomenclature of the state, definitely, Health and Human Services Secretariat is the State Ministry of Health. And so, it's operating through the Public Health Department. So that's why we are quickly making it clear that let's see the clarification of jurisdictional disparity between Health Services and Environment Secretariat, Public Health Department, and Indian councils in FCT, as it applies to all the states of the country. Next slide. Now, in our introduction, okay, as FCT Secretariat, am I empowered? If I give you, let's say I issue a letter of notice to inspect your factory, honestly, it is your duty as the owner of factory. Who are you? May we know you? After I introduce myself, I must be able to produce my ID card where I'm coming from. After doing that, okay, we have seen it. Can we see the authority you have by the law for you to enter these premises and demand for any document or inspect our factory? So we are starting with the FCT subsidiary legislation. They call it CAP 503, third schedule, Regulation 12(1)C. That is what established the Health Services and Environment Secretariat. And it vested the power on the mandate secretary. And it says these functions are carried out through the Environmental and Occupational Health Division, Public Health Department, which was derived from Section 2 of the third schedule of the FCT Act, Section 12, Federal Capital Territory Administration. What does this say? Next slide. Yeah. In that particular provision of the law, it gives us Section 7. That's what gives the Public Health Department the power. 2A, it says, inspect food premises in restaurants, hotels, etc. to ensure hygienic condition of food and food handling up to the final consumption. Now, 3.1 says, inspect factories, manufacturing premises, printing and other occupational premises to ensure conducive or healthy conditions for the workers employed therein. Next slide. Now, that is the power that I have that authorizes me to stake my leg in your factory. Now, the Constitution of the Federal Court of Nigeria, Section 17, subsection 3, it says it outlines fundamental objective and directive principle of state in state policy regarding social order. Specifically, it mandates that the state, we hear that, the state, not federal council, not even federal ministry of rights, the state shall ensure equal opportunity of citizens to ensure adequate means of livelihood and employment. Fine. After that is done, B, just and humane working condition with adequate leisure, social, religious, and cultural facilities. 3, protection of health, safety, welfare of all persons in employment. Additionally, it specifies that there are adequate medical and health facility to do your screening. And so I must tell you that the government of Nigeria doesn't take, when it comes to the health status of whether you are producing food, you are producing water, you are producing beverage, whatever we are eating, our health is connected to the food we are eating or the water we are drinking. Now, having said it, the state law gives us power, the federal law gives us power. So, with my ID card, and I'm being identified to come from Public Health Department, I can now enter your premises and then now inspect you, ask for this, ask for that, ask for that. Clear. So, having said that, the government didn't still stop at that. They went as far as, okay, the law is there. Constitution of Nigeria 1999 as amended is there. The subsidiary legislation for the states or for the Federal Capital Territory is there. It has empowered you. Now, let's see the policy of operation. And so that is what gives rise to the national policy. So the national policy on food safety and its implementation strategy of 2014 gave the Ministry of Health, whether FCT, whether Lagos, whether Port Harcourt, all the states, power to inspect and register all food premises and hospitality establishments within the states. So, definitely, as long as whether you are now food, whether you are water, whether you are beverage, be a factory, be a hospitality industry, hotel, restaurant, so we are to register you, we are to inspect you, and 3 says we to conduct biannual medical examination of food handlers and issue you medical certificate of fitness accordingly. So every bit of the work is tied to the law, but that law should be handled or operated or enforced by the appropriate government agency. So that is for the national policy on food safety. Now, after they now give us the national policy, they say, okay, what will be the guidelines of operation? Now, it's now followed by the national, under that national policy, those items are actually highlighted, provide technical support. When you come to this now, area council, they know that they lack technical support. Now, states, give them technical support. Train the staff there. If you are to bring them in to work for you or work with you, give them technical support for the implementation of food hygiene safety. Inspect and register all food premises. I've said it. Act as liaison between the federal and local government. They conduct public health surveillance on food premises under your direction. Investigate food hygiene and safety complaints in every food establishment. Then conduct by annual medical examination. Next slide, please. Now, having seen what the policy says, fine and good. So the law says they should do it. The policy, government, gather different various stakeholders to draw it up so that we can see how to operate our law. They are giving it to us. Now, in the course of this work, yes, you are quite aware, whether you are operating in Amak, or you are operating in Guarida Council, or you are operating in Bagada, Wike, and so on. It has been a common experience. Area council staff will come, and so on and so forth. But not until we begin to have some challenges. Now, this thing I'm looking at, those investment and global services versus Abidjan Municipal Area Council, they went to this particular tools. It is my camera here, very close to my camera General Hospital there. And when they get there, they said they want to conduct their food handlers. But they said, wait, are you from public areas? No, they are from AMA. Then how come you want to carry out this function? They said they must do it. Say no, or just hold on. Give us your instrument of law, your policy, everything you have, give it to us. And they pass it to their legal department. Legal department, please find out, does these people have rights or power to do this work? And they went to court. So in the courts, this is the court judgment. Jones Investment and Global Service Facility of Municipal Council. Now, when that case started, the judge said no. Add FCT to this case. So that we'll have the balance of law. Because it's going to be with either AMA or FCT. So the journey started, and the hearing, they were here today, they were adjourned to next month, and on. It took almost a year and 2 months. Eventually, the judgment came out as suit number CP/938/2022, delivered by His Lordship Justice S. Batori, on the issuance of medical certificate of fitness for food handler, water and beverage handlers in FCT. The date it was delivered was 12th of July 2023, and it is in favor of the Public Health Department, Health Services and Environment Secretariat. What the judge said in that judgment, he said, in that respect, after looking at all documents provided by the FCTA and those provided by the Area Council, he said, in that respect, and without much ado, I hereby resolve an issue for determination in favor of the applicant and order as follows. In favor of the applicant, who is the applicant? The Dunes Investment and Global Services. Now, it says that the applicant shall relate with the second respondent, and in that case, where the first respondent is AMA, and where the second respondent, instead of second respondent, as the agency that will issue certificate of medical fitness, as well as train and screen to food animals. Who delivered the judgment? Delivered by Justice Baturi in the High Court, Mahakama here. Next. So, that is one of the High Court judgment. High Court judgment 2 is between the same Amapi. They went to BPE. BPE is the Bureau of Public Enterprises. They are the one in charge of selling our national assets. And when they get there, they say, Amapi, are you sure? Yes. Okay, before the document. They pass it to their legal department and they went to court. And in that suit number SCT, HC, CFT, 546, in the same 2022, by Honorable Justice Muawiya Baba Idris. Now, in that judgment, what was the in page 7 of the judgment said, it is my view that Public Health Act of the FCT is one such enactment. Section 43 of the Public Health Act, Part 541, it provides that no bylaws made by a local authority under this act shall come to operation until it has been approved by the minister. Therefore, the defendant in that case is Amapi. It is BPE that sued them. Hello? Hello? Please, I want to get a response of the House. Hello? Thank you very much. So, now it says, therefore, the defendant lacked the power to make by law known as environmental sanitation, premises inspection, and prohibition of indiscriminate dumping of refuse and other environmental health offences by law. Number 4, 2020, as amended. Next. Okay. Now it says environmental sanitation, premises inspection, and prohibition of indiscriminate dumping of refuse and other environmental health offences by law. Number 4, 2020, as amended. It just said is void, illegal, and of no effect because it does not certify or satisfy rather the approval that their bylaw needs. And so number 2, the defendant lacked the power to make in the first place that bylaw because in our law passed by the National Assembly, that's what we call concurrent list. There's another one they call what do you call it? Exclusive legislative list. And this law is under exclusive legislative list and says nobody can now go and be making any law under it today. And that is what now negates the issue of the bylaw we're talking about in this place. In number 2, and number 3, the defendant cannot enforce the provision of environmental sanitation, premises inspection, and prohibition of indiscriminate dumping of refuse and other environmental health offences. Now, dumping of refuse have to come in because AMAC says it is a responsibility. But all of you and me know that when FCT was established in 1976, under the military administration, they gave BPE, APB decree as the board that is in charge of our both solid and liquid waste and gases and illegal structures. Am I right? The House, are you aware of that? I want to hear a response, please. All right. Next. Okay. So, in that judgment, it just said, reliefs are granted as prayer. Who made the prayer? It was the BPE that made the prayer. And it says, it is hereby declared and ordered as follows. That Abidjan Municipal Area Council bylaw on environmental sanitation, premises inspection, and prohibition of indiscriminate dumping of refuse and non-environmental health offences bylaw, number 4, 2020 as amended, having not complied with extant laws and approved by the Honorable Minister of Health of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and other relevant agencies of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is null, is void, is illegal, and of no effect. And as such, the same is set aside. So, AMA cannot go to BP and see what to get into it, because the law says no, you don't have that power. Now, having said that, the national guidelines after the law, the constitution, the subsidiary legislation for FCT, the court judgment and everything. So, what is the guidelines for this work to be done? So, the national guideline on food handlers, medical test, certification, and documentation. This came out just last year, 2024. And it said that the State Ministry of Health at all 36 states and FCT are responsible for certifying that food handlers have passed the required medical test and taking necessary vaccination within the duration. Official certificate issued must be digitally verifiable and as such generated through a central portal, domicile, and archive within the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. Now, it says medical testing. The State Ministry of Health of all 36 states and FCT must establish protocol for regular medical testing of food handlers to identify and to manage health risks that could compromise food safety. This industry screening for communicable diseases that can be transmitted through food, water, or beverage. Compliance and regulatory oversight. It says the State Ministry of Health in all 30 states, including the Federal Capital Territory and other respective NDA, should establish and enforce the necessary regulation to ensure adherence to these guidelines and have the power to effect relevant, punitive measures on any that decline or that fail to comply in accordance with the applicable regulation. Now, hello. As it is, many of us here, especially in AMA, I know of Glonat Water Factory. They were taken to the courts and they ran to complicate. They are paying complicate. See our summon as they bring it. Which day, me and you will go to court. I went to court and got there. And as you are going, all the documents you are supposed to have, we have issued them from fumigation to premises inspection to continual education to food and everything. So, and I said, we are not going to get any lawyer. The law provides that a litigant can speak for himself. So far, he can read and write. So, and the representative of the Glonat Water stood up. He said, my lord, the law provides that we must know our health status. We are paid to the city. We must have our premises certificate is here. He began to present them one after the other. So after I presented it, the judge said, all right, that the AMAC lawyer should look at it. He said from FCT said yes. So, and then he asked the young man, AMAC has first served someone. The young man said, AMAC has no right to serve me someone and to bring me to court. But in order for me not to disobey court, I'm here. And these are my documents. So that day, he just said, all right, lawyer, collect those documents, study it, let me adjourn the case. Now, in one area council, we have Acolyte Pure Water. I don't know whether they are here. And the same thing happened, they summoned them. They made a list of requests, that's some pest control, every other thing. And the one now said, Mr. Joseph, that's okay. Madam, don't worry, don't bother to come to court. I'll go to court. Or you send any of your board so that you can see what you are doing in the court. So, and we contacted my lawyer and then we went and we make our application. After submitting the application, about 2 months, they didn't call us, they didn't reply our application. So my lawyer now went back to them and said, this matter that we make our application, we want to hear this case. And one thing they normally do is when they know that you know your honors, they will do everything possible to judge you and urge you so that you not come and speak in the presence of others who doesn't know and who are ready to say, we are sorry, when to pay what? I think we have come of age that if somebody come and challenge national, what do you want? So it's so big, this lecture we are trying to bring towards you is to empower you, is to let you know your rights and your privileges and what you have to do. Once you do it, nobody can come and be harassing and dragging you. The next thing we saw was they now issue closing order to Acolyte Water. Acolyte Water sent it into me on WhatsApp. When I saw it, I gave the bread. There I said, "Kai, these people. You didn't hear the piece. How do you arrive at order conclusion?" So an application followed. We submitted. At that time, the lawyer was able to make the judge that this matter, I want it to be heard. You know what Barrier Council said? Barrier Council said that since January, and it was last year, we have cancelled the matters of last year. My lawyer said, you know, they cancel matter like that too. That case must be determined by the judge and ruled. Eventually it was looked into and struck out the case Barrier Council a child for Acolyte. The same thing for Bit Water, if I can remember. The same thing as SRH Water and so many, almost 10. But I'm glad to stand before you and to say that none of them was harassed or paid to area council. So the thing you are looking at this conclusion, the caveat says that this one is done and dusted, is sealed, is authorized. So as it is, please, we want to now say clearly, under your umbrella at work, if people wrote to FCT administration that you want the law, you want everything, and all these limitations processes will clear everything, and ATWAC was convinced that truly it is FCT they are responsible to. And the minister, the boundary secretary replied them that these are the areas of what you need to do. They're not said all right. These charges are too heavy for us. Please, we want harmonized bill. And that's why you have the bill that you are paying. If a single person is to come, maybe that person refused to register under ATWA and you want to do one-man operation, you come to public health. By the time you pay up to 450,000, it's okay for you. Or the harmonized bill that is given to you, which one is better? But it's surprising. You want to clap now so that you know that you're happy with what you're hearing. So, but it's surprising that some are still, I don't know how to put it. If you say drag feet, that means that person is moving small. They don't drag feet, they stay put, they don't want to do anything. Or they want to continue with their illegality. Now, having done sensitization from time to time, we have, started since you people make your lump sum, and the document, I think, they are reaching you. If not everybody now, it has reached reasonable number by now, as many as have paid and registered at work. And apart from that, we are going to start the screening of your water handlers. Those of you that have 3, you have 4, you have 2. Yes, we know you are spread across FCT. We are going to handle it zone, but in each zone, so that don't be as if only one zone with that. No, we will cut it across all the zones, batch by batch, batch by batch. We're about to start. So, but what we're not saying is this: for those that actually maybe you don't understand, it's good you are here today and you hear us, and you know the position of the law, and know what is your responsibility. Now, all we're not saying is this: if you fail to respond, we have issued a letter of intention, because we started this in December, and this is May. So we have issued letter of intention to prosecute the recalcitrant, or that grammar might be so indicting somehow. Let me withdraw it. For those who have not responded, let me put it that way, in a very light way. You have not responded, you have not paid. So I don't know if you are now taking to court. Do you know what is going to cost? Number one, that you have default. The law provides that on each of the items, let's say premises inspection certificate you don't have, the law says your fine is 250K. Fitness of the factory for that work, you don't have it. The fine is 250K. You adding it to your annual operational permit is 250K. Your food handler is not doing it, it's 250K. That's 1 million. Am I right? If that is convenient for you, allow us to take it to court. Then you pass through the process. I don't know. We look at it that having seen ATWAP done so much for us, let's give us that environment to operate. So please, if you have not responded, maybe you have not heard this, you have heard it today, or maybe anywhere council staff they are coming and trying to double cross you, I challenge them to come into this program and come and tell them that they are the one that's supposed to do it. Are you with me? Are we there? So, having proved it beyond reasonable doubt by the provisions of the law, and by the available judgments, and by the national policy, and by the national guidelines, then, honestly, we don't want to do it, but if you push us to do it, and maybe, or you don't want to register with ATWAP, let me tell you, if you hide anywhere, we will bring you out. And when we now bring you to court, we will pay through the nose. So we don't want to do that. We want to give you that honor, that respect. Please, walk up to your zona, whatever, and do your payment and have your documents. Then you now see. Now, before, up till this year, this is 2024, 2023, we, government office, the way the work is done, before you pass the paper from one office to the other, from one director to the other, it may take time, but eventually we are on board. We are on the pilot seat, and we're piloting the affairs of your activities. So come and pay your FCT through your ATWAP and get your document. After we do that one, next year by the grace of God, around December to January, do your payment throughout the year. Nobody will accept the fact that the law says we should inspect you every quarter to see how you are complying with the hygiene rules. That is, you will see us. That one is fine. But not to say, come and pay what? You have done your payment. Are you with me? Are we there? So please, that intention to prosecute, let it end there. If you say you want to hide, you can hide. If you hide, and we now dig you out, whatever follow. What they say, what the dead body see in the grave, and they cause that. And you cause that. Thank you very much.
Give us a number.
Let's clap now. Let's give you a clap. Let's clap. Let's clap. Let's clap. Let's clap. Those that are sleeping will wake up. Thank you very much. Okay. My number is 070. I will write it. 070 3 22 00 yes 561. I repeat according to MLM 070 3 22 00 561. My WhatsApp line is 080 563 16111. So please, if you receive any summon, any notice outside, okay, 080 563, that's my WhatsApp line. 080 563 16111. If you receive any summon from any cancel. Okay, WhatsApp line is 080 563 563 16111. Lola Ojo Adewale. Ojo Adewale. Ojo Adewale.
FCT Health and Human Services.
FCT Health and Human Services Secretariat. Now, we have had so much, and the number is given. If you have not, they only rise up to those people who have paid their money, who have paid for their certificate. The certificate is being distributed. You will collect it from your different zones. So that the time they will be coming, you'll be going for the screening. They will send the date to zones where the sample will be produced. They will send the samples for you to get, the samples of the person you that is handling your products will be sent to you. So you know how to do that one. So it's only for those people who have paid. So you meet your zonal secretariat for your certificates and all that you are paid for. Also, the other one that you did not mention, what about the tenement rate? These people have been going about giving some factory. Just briefly.
Actually, hello, FCT administration, if you look at it in the recent time, you can see the massive work of infrastructure ongoing. Bridges, roads, and so on, and across all the area council. FCT administration is paying so much across FCT. And tenement rate, corporate is not under health and human services, but we have the BOAS, board, signboard, advertisement office in FCT. I will advise. If somebody will come and put neck in your neck and say, come and pay 1.5, then I don't think FCT will rent as much as. Walk up to their office in FCT. Get the clarification. If it's going to be an harmonized deal between the council and the FCT, fine. But what I know is that tenement rate to the state FCT has the authority to do so. Area council will say they have their bylaw they made for themselves to do this. So it's now left for us. Go to that office, get it done. And one thing is once you pay, maybe you pay to FCT, you are done. You cannot pay tenement rate to state and then still pay to that as well.
Thank you, sir.
In addition to what you just said, last night we're having some discussion on the national level, where somebody brought an issue that had to do with water board. I know some of us are connected to water board, while some of us are using borehole source. In that state, it's in one of the northern states, the water board people came, they were asking that you have to come and pay us water board. I asked the question, did they provide you water board? Is your source of production through water board? Are you using both water board and your borehole? If your source of water production is through borehole, there is no legal backing that says you must pay any dime for water board. Go to any court. So these are the ways these people will be coming. So we need to be more equipped. So if we cannot read, then we'll have trouble. We'll be in trouble. So also, like this you are seeing before my hand now. Thank you, sir. This is the long-awaited This is the directory that we've been expecting all this while. For you to get your directory, because printing one, if it is printing one, it costs more. We have done this now. We know how much we paid for each person for us to get all these things together. So if you need this directory, one is 10,000 naira. 10,000 naira. So if you want to confirm how much they can print, you can walk to Area 10. They will tell you how much they will produce one copy of this to you. So for you to have this is 10,000 naira. So if you want to have a look, we pass it round for you to see it is loaded. So that is the directory. The other one we said will be coming. We only giving that man. I don't think we have any question for him. It's just for him to come and enlighten us. You have any question for him? Okay, so we just take few questions. We have been posting this judgment on our different platforms. Yes, we have been doing this on our platform.
It's a very good thing that you have it. We will still add to what we're giving to you. All these guidelines, we will post it to you. All the judgment, then we will post it to you. So that you print it. Even if they come on to argue, put on the paper, look at this, look at this, look at this.
So, Mr. Ojo,
please, you have the more detail, because there are some things I'm seeing that you don't have. So please, we would like for you to send it to us today, not tomorrow. Please, so that we can just, share it among us as a yes, question. Please, we want our question to be, if you see that somebody has asked a question, please, just say, you are okay.
Arthur.
Live.
I was quite engrossed in your presentation. I think I'm convinced as regards who collects what in FCT. But there are some questions I would like to ask you. Like one, on the fumigation, for example. We would expect that if a certificate is issued, there should be a fumigation. That's one. And the reason I'm asking this question is that it not only applies to your establishment, but it's enough that they are very concerned with that. And also, apart from this certificate, there's an agreement that goes with it, and they demand that. So if you are doing the communication for us and issuing us a certificate, they're supposed to be accompanied by an agreement, and which is not there. I have the certificates already, but it's not there. So that is one. Then the second question is on food handlers tests. How many tests are you actually conducting to issue this certificate? And then if you are saying that zone by zone, bat by bat, I think it's going to jeopardize our NAFDAC registration and renewal processes. What do I mean by that? For instance, I have the NAFDAC renewal to process, but your food handler's result or your test is not there for me to submit. And then how do I go about it? And I have to submit, otherwise, by the time it goes further than the normal date for me to renew, then it becomes late renewal, and it's going to affect me. So I think something has to be done on that, food handlers and this fumigation issue. Thank you very much.
If he has asked your question, it's good you don't ask it again. Please.
Thank you very much. Excellent what I want to appreciate you, sir, for the wonderful presentation. One of the things which you have been able to clear is the conflicts between the local government agencies and the FCT, which the courts has taken care of. My area of concern now is we now have a new tax regime. How does it affect what you have presented to us? Because that takes immediate effect. Thank you, sir.
Other question?
Okay. Please take note of it. The question, so that we just answer them once and for all briefly. Thank you.
Good morning, House. Good morning, Mr. Joe. I really appreciate what other colleagues have said for your wonderful and comprehensive presentation. A simple question I just want to ask. The actual executives, FCT and other zonal levels are trying their best to have come up with the harmonized fee for us to pay to cover all those things. But before they came out with these harmonized fees, some of us have, how would I put it, fallen victims of these wide area councils. So what happens to some of the levies which we have paid to area council? How do we reconcile this? Because by the time the actual came with this harmonized fee, I particularly have paid some fees to them, like the fumigation, the permanent assistance in business, blah blah blah, as they put it, I've paid. So I feel comfortable to see, I regard it as a double payment. If not for the clarification you have given to us, I felt it was a double payment to pay another thing to the FCT. So what do we do with this situation? Thank you.
I'm coming out.
Good morning, sir. My question is, do you have any possibility with fire service? I want to know, please.
Yes, fire service is not part of this place. We will address that as time goes on.
Good day, everyone. I'm from Real Life Water. The other time we held a meeting that you were present at, I think it was in whether January or February. We were told that this fumigation certificate will be issued for the whole year. And this one they issued to us, that they're giving us now, for those of us who have got our certificate, is expired on April 30th. So I want to ask, when are you issuing the next one? Thank you.
I will ask him, is there any question here?
No.
So I think he will do justice to the questions you have asked concerning the formation and all that you have picked.
Let me start with the last question. Your certificate has already expired, and immediately that is for the first quarter. For the second quarter, please, the ATUAP chairman and secretary will forward to them immediately so that I can reach you as fast as possible. Thank you for notifying us. So, but meanwhile, let's stay clear the issue of fumigation. Please, I want to get it clear that we emphasized it when we had a meeting with people at Gudu Garden. That please, you have your person fumigating your premises for you for quite some time, and that if you are satisfied with whatever I did for you, retain that person. Are you with me? All we are saying is this: certificates has been a very big issue, but not without the law. The National Environmental Health Practice Regulation, as amended 2016, it has now been repealed as National Environmental Health Practice Regulation 2024. But be it 2016 or 2024, the issue of pest and vector control, which is fumigation or disinfestation, does not give area council power to have a paper and write any name of area council, Ajaleko area council, then fumigation certificate. That law says no. What law says is this: that an environmental health officer that has passed through every prerequisite training and has written the council exam, like medical people will do, like lawyers will do, like engineers will do, and is now registered and licensed. Are you with me? Is one that has the authority to issue you certificate of fumigation. That is what gives us the audacity to issue you certificate of fumigation. Because we won't see any name of any agency there, whether federal or state or whatever. You won't see it there. But you see National Environmental Health Services on top of it. That is according to what National Environmental Health Act Regulation says we should do. Two, because of the contention between FCT, Area Council, AEPB, before AEPB will issue their own, AMAC will issue their own, Area Council will issue their own, Area will issue their own. Now, the thing became an issue, and in 2019, all the environmental health officers went to court, and we became the plaintiff, the applicant. So, AEPB, Environmental Protection Board, AMAC, STA, Minister of Environment, Minister of Health, became defendant. And in that judgment, 2019, the judgment says it is environmental health officer that has the right for him to seize his signature, his name, his license, registration number on the certificate which you have in your hand. So it's backed up by the law. The judgment has ruled in favor of the environmental health officer. So, are you with me, sir? So the law and the judgment authorize. So when any area council, what normally they will tell you that they want to issue you certificate one, they will say that the one that is even empowered to come and do information for you. No. No. Get somebody who will do your fumigation for you. And you are okay with that, fine. Now, the issue of agreement, I know, is an omission, and it doesn't take time. I'll forward it to chairman of ATUAP. You will have it on your soft copy and print out and submit for your notification. That's the issue. Now, the issue of paying to any other council before we now get to know this. You can imagine. Sorry, sir, if I may ask, how much did you pay? How much did you pay?
How much did you pay?
All right. Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
You can see it.
All right, no problem. Let's start it on that. Thank you. All right, sir. I know that what they normally do is negotiation. You negotiate with your negotiating capacity. All right, sir. So, sir, we were in court December 16, 2024, and most of the hotel owners or hotel operators and restaurants, they are paid for food and last days or screening to area council. And when now came to court, they now saw that they have made a mistake. The judge told them clearly that you have your right under the law to compare whoever collect money in your hand illegally to refund you your money. Are you with me? You have that right under the law. Now, we have all the documents in soft copy. You have it. You tell them you are not supposed to collect this money. Are you going to give me a judgment or we should go to court? But sir, if when you go to court to collect it, you need a lawyer. Lawyer will charge you, and then you will be going and coming. So you might have to make it a voicemail. Let it go. But you know, when you never know, now you know. That gives me a remembrance of a particular story I read. There's a prince. The king has in the palace all these birds and games. All those birds, animals, baby. You know, there's a particular bird that has a fine color. If you do the tail like this, it will peacock. So the prince was playing and fleeing the catapult. The thing knocked the head of the peacock and died. And the slave was watching the boy. The boy said, my daddy will not be happy. This thing I did. He went and carried that peacock and buried it under the plantain. So, the thing, you don't even know that a particular peacock is missing. But the slave now came to the prince. Said, Prince, yes, I know what you did. You killed that guy. I saw where you are wearing it. I will report to Prince here. Don't report me, please. And the slave said, with an agreement. What's the agreement? The slave said, your meal, your lunch every day, you will forget. When they serve you, don't go there, and you go eat at home. So, and this will continue for almost a year. One day, the prince said, am I not? If I kill my father's people, my father didn't know, and this prince, this slave is oppressing me like this. He now on his own went to the king, he said, Daddy, that was the day. You didn't know. You know those of the social number. But if you can't now, I killed one with my catapult. It wasn't the deliberate, but I killed it. And I buried it. Daddy, please. Daddy said, but it's your own now, but thank you for letting me know. I forgive you. So, the slave did not know that the prince had done that. So, the lunch was served. The prince gave them the order that nobody should come near that place. So, the prince walked in, the slave came, stand up now, those who know our agreement. He said, which agreement? I have told my father that I'm the one that killed the peacock. So, that day, the prince freed himself from the slave. Now you know. Are you with me? By December, before we cross to January, pay your money and you do your work. Whoever come, my friend, what do you want? If you have 5 naira to give them for transport, you can go. Good luck.